Hey everybody, I'm John Bell. Thanks for watching the JJ Bell blog. Now today I thought we'd do something a little bit different. Today I'm going to do a what's in my flight bag video. So I'm going to drag the flight bag out here, go through all the stuff that's in it, and talk a little bit about how I have it organized. But more importantly, I'd like to get feedback and comments from other pilots to see what do you keep in your flight bag and how do you like to organize the stuff that you take flying. So here it is. Okay, let's start with the bag itself. It is just a Sporties. I think it was the standard Sporties VFR flight bag. Let's just go pocket by pocket. I keep a digital watch hooked on that ring. Yep, regular old watch. These were the first set of foggles that I got. They're just the Sporties foggles, and they work okay. But I wear glasses, and these often got in the way with headsets and whatnot. So early on in my instrument training, I got these clip-on foggles, and I really like the way these were much better to work with than the others. So anyway, and then you saw those came out of this pocket over here on the side where the headset is. So we'll set those aside. Behind that pocket, I keep approach plates. So these are, well, not the special approach plates. And then that was actually a much larger aluminum clipboard. And I cut the thing down to size so that the approach plates would fit on it. And I must have used them all, but a lot of times I will take binder clips and clip binder clips up the side of the strap on this, because a lot of times I like to binder clip so they don't blow around. So anyway, so there's that. Pocket next to that, my airport badge. And I think that's because there could be stuff down in these pockets. Oh, yep. Tab of Velcro. And we'll probably find that I've got several of these sticky back tabs of Velcro hiding in the bag. This is the headset adapters for the Sporties. I think it's the SP400 handheld Navcom, and we'll get to that here in a little bit. So those are the headset adapters for that. We have a pin, and then the pocket, little bitty pin pocket next to that, we have a tire pressure gauge. I think that's all in those pockets. Yep. Nothing else in the pocket where the badge was. All right, next pocket, let's get rid of the charts first. We have, these are probably expired too, so we've got IFR low altitude en route charts, and then probably a couple of expired VFR sectionals, and then the new sectionals are in there as well. I have behind the sectionals a couple of barf bags. Yeah, I bought these. This is another Sporties item. I got these. I think I bought 3 of them, and I actually think one of them got left in a plane along the way. Thankfully, they've never been used, but I've had some passengers that thought it might be a possibility, and they are nicer than just regular old plastic bags or something like that. But anyway, I was ordering stuff from Sporties, so I got a few of them. Behind that, we have checklists. So I keep God, and they're getting beat up, aren't they? I don't really use these. These are the SureCheck checklists. And this is the oldest one. This is the very first one that I got. So I've got a 172. And then I've also got, oh, it's probably buried somewhere else in there. Oh, there it is. I've got the SureCheck for the Archer for the PA 28181, and don't use these. I got these, and of course they are, you know, full featured, have everything in them. I keep them there if I need to reference something. But early on in my training, I found there was much more stuff in there that you really need to deal with. So I started making my own checklists from those, and you can see this one is gotten all torn up. But there, I've made one for both the Archer and the 172. So there's my homemade Archer checklist, and then this one for the 172s, which has gotten really torn up. And primarily right now I've been flying the Archer, so I don't really use these at all. I've actually got another one that we'll see for the Archer, the checklist that I use for that. All right, another pin, and that's all the pockets on that side. We've done that. This little thing, pouch for a LED flashlight. This is one of the ones that does both red and white. And that little pouch is not part of the flight bag. I actually sewed that on to the flight bag. All right, we'll go around here. In the pocket right next to the flashlight, on a little lanyard, I keep a little switchblade knife. Well, of course, never used it, but needing to cut something I could easily see happening. We can leave that flashlight in there. The headset pocket, my standard only headsets I've ever used are my David Clark. These are the what does it say? They're the regular old cheap ones. They're the H10 13.4, your run-of-the-mill average David Clark headsets, passive of course, and great headsets. No complaints, it's all I've ever used. My dad has the Bose headsets, and he's offered a couple of times to let me use those, but really I'm happy with my David Clark headsets. All right, down in that pocket, just the another O-ring and a replacement windscreen that's never been used. I'm just going to throw that back in there. And looks like we've got some change, some scraps of paper, and some old kneeboard. Crumpled up old kneeboard pads. See if they have anything interesting on them. Well, evidently on that one, I was handed off to Indy Center 124.22 and then 120.15, so it looks like I was coming back in to Lexington. Altimeter was 29.82 and was probably information X-ray. Winds look like they were at 250 at 10. Huh. Oh, I'm not going to bore you with that. I could go through all of those. All right, and that's all that's in that pocket. Then if we swing around on this side, we have another little pouch that I added. That pouch right there, I sewed that on, and that's where I keep my fuel sample cup. Just a handy little place, and it doesn't take up space on the inside of the bag. Next to that, we have an iPad, and that's a topic for another video. I use ForeFlight, and anyway, there's an iPad. See if there's anything else down in that pocket. Oh, what's that? Yep, more crumpled up kneeboard stuff. Some gum wrappers. All right, and then on the back side of the bag, I have the Sporties SP400 Navcom, and it lives in the pocket that was probably built by Sporties for it to fit in. And then that belt clip, I made that belt clip for it. They probably make one, but probably sell one, but I wanted one, and I just made it instead. And then this end of the flight bag, I modified this to mount the Halon fire extinguisher. This was one of the early on things that I added to the flight bag just because it didn't seem to make sense to go fly in an airplane without having a known good fire extinguisher that was under your own control, that you always knew where it was. And so when I go flying, because I've never gone flying with more than 3 people total, so I've always got one seat, and I always put my flight bag in the seat directly behind the pilot with this end facing forward, so I know that that fire extinguisher is always in the same place, and I could reach behind myself and grab that fire extinguisher in flight if I needed to. Also, the way that that's mounted on there is I took and machined this. It's a 1/4 inch thick plate of aluminum, and its size, it's cut to fit that area. And I've got a couple of, I think they're 1032 socket head cap screws, and some big fender washers that sandwich the nylon of the bag to that aluminum plate. And then the fire extinguisher is also machine screwed to that plate, and that's worked out really well. I really like the way that that modification to the bag has turned out. All right, and that's everything on the outside of the bag. So inside of the bag, on the top panel, we've got some little alcohol pads that look like they have probably cracked and dried out. But anyway, some alcohol pads. Got a pack of AAA batteries. My flight timer uses those. We have a CR 2016 battery. That is the battery that this watch uses. Another pack of AAAs, and yep, those are 3 of 2013. I have a habit of labeling the date that I've added batteries to the flight bag so I can always use oldest to newest. All right, and now we are inside contents. So we've got Clearview window cleaner, and I like to wrap it with a one of those microfiber cloths, and because I have been told along the way that paper towels are bad for plexiglass, and so anyway, so I got my microfiber towel in my Clearview, and I like it. I like the foaming stuff. It works well, and this is the only can of this that I've ever bought. So I've had this 3 years, and it still feels really full. So it's worth the money. I can't remember how much it was, but it's nice to have it. All right, next to that is another David Clark H10 13.4 headset. So yep, I carry 2 headsets with me. I hardly ever use this one. This is just a passenger headset. But I always know it's there. That's why I keep it in the bag. Now, something that's interesting, I thought, is between these 2 different headsets, okay, this is the pair that I use. And these are the ones that I bought. The very first purchase I ever made from Sporty's was this bag and this set of headsets. And then probably, I don't know, a year and a half or maybe 2 years later, I bought this headset. Now, if you can see, look at the size difference on the microphone boom. The older set has a much thicker microphone boom than this set. Anyway, this set positions better, doesn't move as much. So anyway, I think this is a nicer headphone, although same model number, same everything, just a year or so apart in manufacture date. All right, and we've got more kneeboard pads. Yeah, information Oscar, altimeter 3015. Okay, next to that, and this usually lives stuck on top of here and sits right there, my Sporty's Deluxe Flight Timer. Yes. So we've got the flight timer, and I may review this thing all on its own at some point. Let me know if you would like to see a review on that. But anyway, so there's that. And then there are the two AA batteries that you use with it, because you can't leave the batteries in this thing because it runs the batteries down. And then this little guy is just a little aluminum triangle. And that velcros onto the flight timer, which then velcros onto the yoke, because the viewing angle on the LCD, if the thing's just right on the yoke, it's hard to see, so it needs that little bit of an angle added to it. So anyway, all of those guys just live in the box and stay right there. Underneath the timer was, or is, spare glasses. I wear glasses, and these were sports glasses that I hardly ever used, and I thought, you know what, I will leave these in my flight bag. I actually did that. I read either read or saw an article about a guy that had a bird strike, blew out the window of his aircraft, and his glasses came off. And he had a hard time just because, you know, sight picture's different, doesn't have his glasses, and I thought, you know what, it really does make sense to keep a backup pair of glasses in the flight bag. We have a couple instrument suction cup covers. I don't think I've ever even used them, but I got them when I was doing the instrument. Oh, there's the instruction manual for the flight timer. Don't think I've ever read it. A pack of AA batteries, and that's 2, 4, 6, 8 batteries. That's the number of batteries that the Sporty's SP400 uses. So I've got my extra AA's in there again, 3 of 2013. So that takes care of that side. Or does it? Nope, I forgot. On the side pockets, it's got these pockets on the end, I have another LED flashlight. On the other end, the side pocket, nothing there. And then I've got, I don't know if you can see it, I made these little dividers for the inside so I can keep kind of a two-sided thing. And I think those are, I think that was just aluminum sheets, and I've covered them with felt. All right, next to that, good old E6B. Yes, ooh, even has some pencil marks on it from the last time I used it. Yeah, checking wind with the E6B. But anyway, it does have the sectional rule on it. Then my kneeboard, which is the regular old Sporty's VFR kneeboard. There again, one of the very first things that I ever bought when I started flying. It's got I like these little pads to put on it. And then this is the checklist that I'm using now. And I've used this one, a couple of years at least now. So I like it. It is brief. It has everything. You know, so there's your interior, engine start, taxi to run up, and then you flip over, take off, climb out, inbound for landing. You know, it's got your GUMPs, after landing checklist, secure, and then engine out. So this, I like it. It's brief and it has everything that I need in it, and don't have to flip pages. Really like it. And I also like because it takes you up to run up, and then you flip it over, and now you've got everything else So it's kind of, you know, ground operations, flight operations. That's worked well for me. And then also on the back of the kneeboard, I did this forever ago. There is my information to give to a flight briefer to get a weather briefing. All right, next to that, just have the little Sporties pouch to keep my logbook. Got my pilot's license, and then inside I've got envelopes to keep my medical. Here's my insurance and, you know, some old documents and stuff like that. So I've got all of that stuff nice and organized there. We have a pilot information manual for a 172. I keep that in there. Ooh, look, I got Post-its on it. Let's see where my Post-it notes are taking me. Yep, takeoff distance. So it looks like I've got the performance. Landing distance. So I've got those posted for forever ago. Look, I even labeled takeoff on it. This is just a little notepad that I started when I started my to get my private. So this is all of the notes that I took along the way studying for the knowledge tests and light signals, fuel gauge, VFR at night, takeoff distance calculation, weight and balance. So anyway, started this and let's see how far I'm through. So, oh, almost halfway through it, and that'll stay in there until it gets full. So just a place to write down stuff. Sporties, electronic E6B. Yep, so I've got that. Got it on my phone too, so looks like we're no shortage of flight calculators. Next to that, pilot information manual for the Archer for the PA 28181. In the side pockets, got a empty Ziploc bag and a, oh, batteries are dead on that. See if they're crudded up. Ooh, yeah, they're starting to get cruddy. Yep, that's probably time to replace that. Anyway, it was cheap. Actually, I think I got that for, that was in a stocking at Christmas, I think, at some year. Anyway, that's a little, you know, headlight, you strap it to your head. That was in that pocket. Pocket on the other side, I have a little bit of first aid stuff. So it looks like I've got some cleansing wipes, gauze pad, some Band-Aids. I like these ones that were they're the knuckle kind of Band-Aids. So, you know, a little bit of first aid stuff there. And I think that is it. Yep. So anyway, thanks for watching, and please leave me some comments and let me know what you think of the stuff that's in my bag and what you carry in your bag. So thanks again. See ya.